Hello, Motorrad World fans, and welcome to this episode of Talking MotoGP. Saturday, Thailand, at the Chang International Circuit. The sprint race is now done and dusted, and what a sprint race it was. Not one of the most exciting that we've seen so far this season, but certainly a lot of talking points involved in the race. Jorge Martin pretty much been dominant the whole weekend, doing what he's been doing for such a long time, and that's what makes those decisions in the last two Grand Prix, of running with the soft front tyre first of all in Indonesia and then the soft rear tyre in Phillip Island, just a little bit frustrating because you kind of feel like this guy, you could put him on bicycle tyres and he would win at the moment. He's just so phenomenal to watch, even in those practice and qualifying sessions. Yes, he took a tumble late on in Q2 as well, but he's just breeding so much confidence. The way he rides that motorcycle, that the team and him have got that bike set up perfectly to the way he wants to ride it, and he just pushes the envelope every single lap. There's no kind of hesitation or holding back, or his game plan is just to go as fast as I can on every single lap around every single corner, and he makes the best out of it. And it was a dominant performance once again by Jorge Martin. That always kind of, especially with the Brad Binder fanboy cap on, you think if Brad could get ahead of Marini, maybe you could close down Martin. I think Martin just manages races from the front like that. I think if he had to, he could probably find a little bit more pace. He just managed it at the front there, and he's just got things so under control at the moment. There's so much confidence with the team and with the bike, especially now that they're not going to make any more kind of risky decisions or these decisions to gamble with tires or anything. They're going with what they know. They're trusting themselves and the ability of their rider, and they're going for it, and it paid off once again today. Jorge Martin from Friday already just looked like he was going to dominate the weekend, and so far it's going that way. Let's see what he can do in the main Sunday race. I think it's going to be a little bit more involved there with, again, just tyre wear and a bit of racecraft and just managing the tyre. I think is going to be a big deal come Sunday main race, I should say. So more points clawed back there from Martin on Pecco Bagnaia, who didn't have the greatest day. Brad Binder was in second place, a brilliant ride from Brad. Looked fast the whole weekend. I don't want to say held up because they were riding at full pace the whole time, but it spent a little bit too much time behind Marini. Once he made that pass, was expecting this gap and, to certainly gap Marini and Aleix Espargaro coming and everyone else and close down on Martin. But as Brad said in his interview afterwards, he just used all, most of his good tyre, just hanging in there with Marini, trying to make the pass. And once he got past, he just had nothing left. But a great managed second place ride. The third best sprint rider finish so far this season behind Jorge Martin and Pecco Bagnaia is Brad Binder. So just, coming into this year with the sprint races, I was kind of scratching my head thinking, oh, Brad's a Sunday man, he likes the long distance races. But him and KTM have certainly turned something around. They found something, and credit to them, because Brad and his side of the garage are certainly the ones getting the most out of the KTM package at the moment. Finishing second, great result, but it is worrying to see where the other KTMs are. I mean, if you look further down, Jack Miller, he down in 10th place in the sprint race. How many? It's 9.2 seconds off the win. So not quite clicking for Jack Miller at the moment. I've kind of come to his defense over the last couple of months, saying, I'm not going to be too judgmental of Jack Miller in this season. It's very much trial and error stage for Jack and his side of the KTM garage, and I want them to do that because that's valuable data that they're gaining to help kind of the whole process, the whole project, and that's just helping Brad Binder, because whatever Jack tries and kind of chops off, Brad and them don't have to waste their time going down that route as well. So Brad can very much just focus on get on what he needs to do. So Jack very much doing the groundwork in the background, and that most of the time, unfortunately, is not producing good results. And again, it was a tough performance for Jack Miller, but trial and error status. I'm still going to maintain that I'm not going to do too much judgment on Jack Miller this year, but you can't hide the fact that the results aren't speaking for themselves. At the moment, it's a very frustrating process, certainly for Jack and the whole team. But, let's just play it out for the rest of the year. And next year, 2024, is going to be a lot more spotlight on Jack Miller and the KTM and where they are and what they can achieve. So brilliant ride from our Brad Binder. Great to see him right up in the mix there. I think, again, good start, right in the mix in the Sunday's main race. And we could see the Sunday main come out and certainly pull off a podium and hopefully put a little bit more pressure on Jorge Martin. So let's wait and see there. Luca Marini, brilliant ride from the VR46 man. He's come under the cosh the last couple of races. Certainly, with the accident that we saw in Indonesia, before that, where he took some riders out, got taken out by Brad Binder in Indonesia. So it's just been this up and down kind of season for Marini. He hasn't been able to get any kind of consistency going, very much overshadowed by his teammate Marco Bezzecchi, who's, winning races, pole positions, right up there in the championship. So Marini's just been cast aside in that shadow a little bit, and it was great to see him come out this weekend. Looked fantastic. Even when Brad got past him, I thought, is he going to drop off an out of podium contention? He kept himself in there. So another brilliant ride and another brilliant team performance by that VR46 Muni team. Really is a fantastic package. More often than not, just like the Pramac, or certainly in terms of Martin and Zarco last weekend, there's no massive divide between factory Ducati and the rest of them. So another brilliant ride there from Luca Marini into the podium position. Marc Marquez, possibly one of the rides of the weekend so far, certainly one of his better rides of late, up in 4th place, a track that he likes. He always goes well at, but he even came into the weekend saying, between 10th and 15th is realistically where we are. And beginning of the sprint race, you kind of thought, that drop's going to come. Can he hang in there? And took advantage of Aleix Espargaro's running wide, shoved it on the inside, and then fought back into the last corner and came across the line in 4th place. Brilliant ride from Marc Marquez on the Honda, but again, just proves what a massive loss he's going to be to Honda. It really is, and what a massive gain. Gresini, the team in general, have just made the best signings ever. Alex Marquez, Marc Marquez, with all the finances and all the commercial and PR that they bring, especially Marc Marquez, to that team. It's they couldn't have asked for better. And then in Moto2, they're going with Gonzalez and Albert Arenas. So really is a strong lineup, that Gresini team, heading into next year, into both championships. But Marc Marquez, I cannot wait to see what he can do on the Ducati. It's now been confirmed that he will be testing it on the Tuesday at the end of the year after the Valencia race. So we will get to see a little bit of Marc Marquez on that Ducati still in 2023. So, it's hard to take too much away from that test, but certainly Marc Marquez jumping on this Honda. That's all he's known since he's been in MotoGP. He's only known a Repsol Honda onto this Ducati, and it's going to be interesting to see Marc Marquez in different kind of livery and colors and everything. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how that all plays out. But for Honda, not good news coming into the weekend. More speculation. Miguel Oliveira has pretty much dismissed himself from the Repsol Honda ride, saying he wanted a 3-year deal. Honda wanted to offer a 1-year deal. I don't know why Honda would want to offer a 1-year deal. Maybe in hope that they get it right next year and Marc Marquez comes back. How are you going to get it right when you don't have, a proper project going? Jean Mir, is he a team leader? Is he a captain, as you see with Brad Binder and KTM and Aleix Espargaro with Aprilia and Pecco Bagnaia in many ways with Ducati? Jean Mir is not that person. They're losing Alex Rins. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to get a lot of input from Alex Rins this year. He brought them the winning Kota and then suffered the big crash, which has pretty much ruled him out of the year, to be honest. So it's all about Alex Rins getting fit and healthy now, ready for his Yamaha challenge for next year. But the Honda question marks are still up in the air. Fabio Di Giannantonio looks like he's going to be the only real rider that's able to take that ride. MotoGP experience, great couple of rides lately, although today wasn't. Just shows you the ups and downs of MotoGP. On the podium in Phillip Island just a week ago, and in the pits this weekend with mechanical problems. Looks like a clutch problem there for Di Giannantonio. But no disrespect to Digi, I just don't know if I would want that to be the move heading into the next year on this fragile Honda project. Alberto Puig came and said, we've got an unexpected rider that we're going to be signing. Is that just kind of smoke and screen for Di Giannantonio to join the team? Is Aleix Espargaro this going to do a complete flip and end his ties with Aprilia and say, my job's done there, I want to give Repsol Honda a shot? Is he going to see a Moto2 rider come up, a Jake Dixon, an Aaron Canet, one of those riders? It's all to play for. I know people say, but they've got contracts. Contracts mean nothing in these situations. Money talks in these situations. So the Honda question mark continues for another week in MotoGP. Aleix Espargaro there in 5th, the best of the Aprilias. Aprilia just, we'll talk about Maverick Vinales just now, but Aprilia just, again, there's just no serious consistency going on with Aprilia at the moment. Marco Bezzecchi there, still recovering from the injury. He was done in 6th, Pecco Bagnaia in 7th. And we've seen this very cautious Pecco Bagnaia at the start of races, certainly the last a couple of rounds, except Indonesia, the main race, where he said, I have to be aggressive. And he came out and he made all those places and went on to win the race. Brilliant. But we haven't really seen much aggression from Pecco Bagnaia in the opening laps. Even Phillip Island was very reserved. Yes, it worked in his favor because he came through and he got onto the podium, beating Jorge Martin, who made the wrong tire choice. But, lost quite a bit of points. It's only the sprint race. I've said it before. It certainly looks like Pecco's in that frame of mind of right, cautious approach. Even from Friday, you can see very much goes with race pace, and he kind of builds into his weekend. He doesn't want to risk too much in the situation. He's managed to salvage what looked like doom and gloom at one stage with Martin taking the championship lead, and it's now about management for Pecco and his team. He knows sprint race, there's more to lose than gain. Let's see what he brings out in the Sunday main race. He's going to need a better start. He's going to need to tack a little bit more at the beginning and keep himself in that mix. Otherwise, he could potentially lose that toe. So not going to pull Pecco Bagnaia apart too much because it's all about management now. And yes, he lost points, but in the sprint race, it's not as, tomorrow. Sunday's the main day. Alex Marquez just behind him. Johann Zarco, again, the ups and downs of MotoGP. The winner, first time MotoGP race winner just a week ago in Phillip Island. And, 9th place in the sprint race. Yeah, let's see what he can do in the main race. There was a lot of bumping and barging going on between him, Alex Marquez, Aleix Espargaro. Marc Marquez could have disrupted things a little bit, but, finishing, what was that, 7 seconds off in a sprint race, not good. And this is what concerns me. Other than the top 5 or 6, the rest of the field were very disappointing. Get to the names of Jack Miller, as I've spoken to. I don't want to get too critical. Fabio Quartararo, was down in 11th place. He was right up there at the start, decent start. But again, that doesn't help the Yamaha. If you're not right on the tailpiece of Jorge Martin or Brad Binder and them for the podium, you're pretty much in no man's land. And I think Fabio just switches off when he knows, right, this is just going to be an uphill battle. And 11th place, it's not very good. And it was looking to be a good weekend. Both Yamahas were up there, and Friday kind of managed Saturday, and it's just falling to pieces once again. They just cannot carry any kind of consistency or momentum through race weekends at the moment, and it's a big task on there. We talk about Honda's problems. Yamaha's are even bigger. Joan Mir in 12th, Anaya Bastianini at one stage was last in that Grand Prix. Yes, I know it's still very much kind of recovery stages for Anaya Bastianini and in the season, but yeah, clawed himself up into 13th, but factory Ducati in last place at that early stages was just not a good sign there. Raul Fernandez 14th. I can't say much more about Raul Fernandez. Just been very disappointing exercise. Raul Fernandez in MotoGP, to me, that whole project and exercise has failed miserably. Franco Morbidelli just doing laps, circulating, getting ready for Pramac Ducati next year. That's all he's doing. Paul Espargaro down in 16th place. It just shows you KTM, they're not on the carbon fiber chassis still, so just highlights how good Brad's doing and how much that carbon fiber chassis has helped, because, okay, Augusto Fernandez crashed out, but Paul Espargaro down in 16th. It's not good. Miguel Oliveira. What has happened to Miguel Oliveira? It's just, since the Honda talk came out, and, is it just, head in the clouds, and has he lost a little bit of faith in his team because there was a little bit of a headbutt match between them? My contract is this year. I just wonder. I worry about that. I saw, bad management last year from RNF. We all saw it. And is it happening again where they've just lost the trust and the focus of Miguel Oliveira, because he's just fallen off the edge of a cliff, it seems, since this whole Repsol Honda talk has come out? Did it distract him enough? How committed is he? Are the team saying, listen, we're running out of budget, we need to just calm down, we can't afford to crash? There's something going on behind the scenes there, because Miguel Oliveira is not a 17th place rider. Maverick Vinales, I don't know what to say anymore. Every week I come on going, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm here I am again. I don't know what to say anymore. Long lap penalty, ran off early on in turn 2. He needs to somehow get that mentality that he has in Friday and Saturday practice and bring it into races, because in races I don't know what happens. He doesn't know how to launch a MotoGP bike, so someone needs to grip him, and they need to do serious launch kind of practicing, because it can't just be the bike the whole time. And then he just crumbles. And Not good. Second last, basically last, because Taka Nakagami crashed and remounted there. Fabio Di Giannantonio and Augusto Fernandez, the non-finishers. So, yeah, an exciting sprint day. Jorge Martin, very much the man to beat now heading into Sunday's main race. Let's hope for good weather, and let's hope for a great battle at the front end of MotoGP. And let's see what's going to happen. So many question marks heading into Sunday's race on and off track. Excited to see how it turns out. Remember to join us on Tuesday night, Talking MotoGP live right here on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. We'll put the link up on Monday, so you can always get there, hit the reminder button and join us live from 8 p.m. South African time Tuesday night, 7 p.m. here in the UK. And let's talk everything MotoGP from the Chang International Circuit in Thailand.